Vikings in space. Waka is still on a roll, and
We are animaniacs.
this is Achievement Hunting 101. Good morning, good evening, or good day, and welcome to Achievement Hunting 101 podcast, your source for all things Gamerscore. Hope you have your seatbelts on because it's going to be a bumpy ride. This is level 32. So before we get started, let me introduce to you who will be joining. First up, we have L. How's it going? Stop that.
That was your cue, Corey.
Um,
Water. Come on. Come on.
Mm,
What was it?
I don't know.
Ah.
My name's not L.
I said L, not Corey. And then I heard a ding and said, stop that.
Hello, everybody.
Oh. Okay, so, also with me is Corey. Now it's
That's
your cue.
me. That's me. Hi.
Hello. And returning from his trip from Canada is the Koosh Moosh. Did I do that accent right, Cal?
Yeah. I took my toque off. I brought back some bear claws and diet poutine.
Poutine. All right.
I hope you apologized
everything
while
else.
you're up there.
There's no way there's a diet poutine.
Poutine slim.
All right. Well, first things first, let's congratulate those who made the honor roll this week. L, take it away on Proclamation Point.
Already? Proclamation point. The illustrious husband of WNBA Kirkland, Wanda's husband, NBA Kirkland, is on a ridiculous 4-year achievement win streak. And he also reached a new milestone of 1 million true achievement score.
Lots of 1 millions lately.
That
And he
is
completed
impressive.
PUBG. Oh, PUBG.
PUBG?
That one. PUBG.
Oh,
I think
you mean
it's
the-
pronounced PUBG.
So you mean the Fortnite for adults. Got it.
That one. And Mr. Kirkland, on his TA feed, made sure to point out that he's still under 500,000 gamer score, alluding to his his 2+
Math.
ratio.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's a really good ratio.
Yeah.
Working on them gold bars.
On the other end of the spectrum, Crap Adam has reached a new milestone of 2,000 achievements won.
L, I don't think he likes to be called Crap Adam. We've talked about this.
Yeah, L. His name is Carp E. Adam.
Actually, I think it's Carpe Adam. Play on Carpe Diem.
Carp? Really? Like, carp is a fish, isn't it? Alright. I think that's a crappy gamer tag either way. Moving on. Don't laugh at the expense of Crap Adam. Not nice.
Carp E. Adam.
Oh, okay. Death Dealers has reached a new milestone of 46%. Ever since she's come into our community, she's been tearing it up. We're good and bad influences on her.
Yeah, she's been living in that boosting channel. And you've helped quite a bit.
Big props to her that she's helping us with Uno all the time.
Yep.
Uno! Chopin, we've been reading every week. Way to go, Chopin. Now in the top 100 of the American TA leaderboard for adventure. And
Probably number 1 in Iowa.
and the top 200 of American plus UK plus everyone else gamer score leaderboard for point and click.
We definitely read a point and click milestone for him recently. That wasn't that one.
Well, he
Good
likes
job.
point and click games because he has got no Twitch skills and he only likes games with a guide. That's what I surmised from that. Is that what you're trying to say?
Maybe.
Seems legit.
Yes, it's totally what I'm trying to say. Oh, thank you, Rocker.
You're welcome.
That's not his name now.
Oh, Chalupa.
Chiplupa.
Chippy Chappy. Chippy Chappy
Has
Chalupa.
reached.
One of them.
Chippy Chaplin.
He's reached 20,000 achievements.
20,000 achievements.
Woohoo! Way to go.
All right. Mike Pitch has reached a milestone of 350. Completion.
Pitch, please.
Oh, very good. Oh, yeah, he's definitely picked a good game to do this with, right? Access denied. All right, well, I'm sure he played it legit because that's what he likes to do. He plays legit games for sure.
Mm-hmm.
DJ Hero. Just open it up, Mikey. Just open it up. Koosh, you want to take over for a little while?
Sure. Shababla is now in the top 500 of the True Achievement leaderboard for Metroidvania. There you go, Shababla.
MV.
Metroidvania.
I got a bunch of Metroidvania. It's so weird that you threw to me.
A lot of Vayners. A lot of Vayners.
Oh, boy.
It's getting veiny in here. Ella Fellet, 77, is now in the top 2,000 of the Gamer Score leaderboard for Metroidvania.
Speaking of Ella Fellet, I'm just going to I might say elephant. No offense, that just might come out as elephant. He recently won our selected giveaway for Metroidvania of Steamroll Dig because it is Steamworld month in the server, and so we picked people that were participating in the chatter, and we spun a wheel and he won. So pays to play in the Metroidvania channel there.
Good
Just
on ya.
FYI. And we do have a couple other ones lined up. Secret.
Well, that's a good
Wink,
segue.
wink.
Rocker. Woohoo! Ooh, voice crack. Is now in the top 5 of the completed games leaderboard for Metroidvania, but not without a little
Lots of
controversy. Mr. Awu himself was talking about how SteamWorld Dig should not be classified as a Metroidvania, and
Yeah, so
I
far I'm the
only
only
got
one who
to start
agrees
the
with
game.
him.
what do you say, Corey?
I said, yeah, right now I'm the only one who agrees with him, it seems, but I haven't finished the game. Yeah, I'll just leave
Kush,
it at
have you
that.
started that one?
I have, yeah. I've gotten a little ways in. I'm reserving judgment on whether or not I think it's Metroidvania or not, depending on how much gamer score I get out of it. And I'll report back.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe that's why the second one isn't listed as a Metroidvania.
Oh, it is now.
Second one, I think, is more so.
Possibly.
Like I was saying, I just started the first one, and the first thing you see is the Metroidvania style map.
Yeah.
It looks like one,
Yeah.
We'll see.
but the question was
We'll
about
talk
whether
about it at the end of the
abilities
month.
force you to backtrack and open new areas.
Yeah.
Chin was saying he didn't think he was going to change the genre based on what he had heard so far, but I don't know. We'll see.
We shall.
All right, good old Facial Lafleur has reached a new milestone of 500,000 gamer score. That's a big one. And he
Nice
did it with the
milestone.
game Coffin Dodgers. Good old Sasha Morning has reached 900,000 gamer score.
Welcome back
And he picked
to
the
Discord.
picked
did
the
you take, El?
10-pointer Garbage Day in Atari Flashback something or other.
Oh, garbage day, huh?
Garbage Day. Sounds
Garbage
sounds about-
Day and an Atari. They go together.
Exactly. And he vows to reach 1 million before the end of the year. But in the meantime, he's gotten 1,500,000 TA score. Nice job, Sasha.
Yep.
And then, of course, we have Wakapeil, who made me laugh a lot last week with his At Libido review.
Oh, that was great.
Show of hands. Who wants to play that game after the review? What that he said not to play the game?
Oh,
it's
after
on my
listening
short
to
I think
list.
everyone
sure.
does.
Yeah.
So way to go, Wakapeil, on your 500 completions. You do us proud.
week in and week out.
And last but not least, we have in our community spotlight this week, Mr. Prowly X, Brew, and Brewmate, who just got 415 completions. I'm pretty sure last week I said that he had 500,000 gamer score, and I'm already seeing that he's got 510,000 gamer score. He also just got a 3-year achievement win streak and humbled us in hashtag Breadcamp today about his top 10 ranking in the Virginia Gamerscore leaderboard.
Not bad.
Way to go. Number, not the word. Mr. Prue.
Way to go, buddy. You've been crushing it lately.
Man, what's going on, Prue?
And lately, he's been playing Toe Jam and Earl, his favorite Genesis game, brought to life on the Xbox One. We might have a little more on that game in a week or two.
And we have a birthday. Or we had a birthday. Elle, happy birthday. Last Friday, March 1st.
Thank you.
You old bitch.
Old
Congratulations.
How old are you?
I is 39 now.
Did you get cool presents?
Really? That's it?
I know. Shocking. That's... As my parents both just told me separately, they said the comedian Jack Benny would always tell people he was 39, and that would never change. So that's something even older than us old Scoosh.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I know Jack Benny. I mean, I know of Jack Benny.
Not personally?
Not personally.
Okay.
I know of Jack Black.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
My favorite Jack.
He's automatically funnier than Jack Black. Sorry to tell you.
Mm.
False.
Debatable.
But let's move on.
Wow.
We all had our periods come out this month. So let's talk about our period summaries. Elle, would you like to lead us off? What'd you do last month?
Wow. Trying to say I'm on the rag?
For real.
I had a pretty good February, I think. 280 achievements. Worth 12,117 gamer score. That's 15,713 TA, so I guess I played a lot of baby games. 1.3 ratio. I played 44 games, including starting 14 new ones with 13 completions.
Not bad. What games did you pick? What would some of your favorites?
Give me your top 3.
Oh, I gotta do research now.
All right, Koosh.
Uno!
I'm researching my periods.
So I got over 15,000 gamer score, 20,600 TA, and I completed 16 games. Pretty beastly month for me.
Not bad.
I was this close. Actually, he looks like he pulled ahead. I was trying to pace myself with Elroy, but the student is still the student and the master is still the master.
Yeah. Is there
Highlights.
a Master Achievement Factory?
No, there's not. Anyways, the highlights of my list would be Trials Rising. Nothing too crazy with that one, but it did come out this month, and I was very excited to play it. As far as completions go, I started and completed Metropolis Lux Obscura. That turned out to be a fun day game. Just casually playing this match 3 game that I don't normally play.
Did you take any screenshot captures for us?
No, I actually skipped pretty much every single bit of story, so I didn't get to see any of the nudie bits. And then,
seems like a lot.
yeah, really, the only other game worth mentioning, I did complete Omega Strike for my Metroidvania, but I did play the Game of the Year 2019.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to say the name of it.
I bet I know.
We'll hear more about it later, I'm sure.
Ooh.
Donut County.
I knew it.
Mm-hmm.
There's no other words to say. Donut County.
Do not mention that again.
I do not know how to follow that.
See?
Good thing you don't have to, because what did you do, Fuuf?
I got 4,656 gamer score, 86 achievements, which 6,612 TA, which was a 1.42 ratio.
And yet you are still so many spots above me on that BCM. Good night.
Let's see. Scroll down.
86 achievements.
Scroll down. Where are you at? You're like a lot below me.
86th getting achievements.
We know it's because of Titanfall. Did you have any favorites on February? Games played? Games completed?
Say Uno.
Okay. Uno.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Wait,
I think
I
everybody
challenge you.
here played and completed Uno. Present company excluded, apparently. That was a fun little community boost that happened over several different weeks, and there will be at least one more boost, I'm sure.
Uno actually was kind of enjoyable. Well, good conversation. The game was meh. It's Uno. But
Uno.
But the boost was pretty good.
Yeah, this week I just completed the game in 2 or 3 sessions. The third session was just finishing up the AI opponents.
Yeah, that's not fun.
We got Chipapapa, the completion, and Philip Wendell, and I even dragged in Mr. G-Task TT himself, Mr. Planting. We all got her done this week, and last call for anyone who wants to get it done. It's really
Yeah, I'm going to
simple.
commend Kronos for that good suggestion. It happened to be his random game for BCM. I was his teammate, so I completed it as well. And it just kind of rolled into this community thing that Hawken evolved into. So if you have a suggestion for the next one,
Even quicker than Hawken.
we are all ears.
Yes. I will also say, I think I have an about finish date for Borderlands 2. So last month, I got 2 achievements in this godforsaken game.
Mm-hmm.
I need 24 more. So if we're going at this current pace, we should complete it March of 2020.
Sweet.
So BCM 2020, it should be on there. We're almost done. I blame
Sounds
Pro.
good to me.
So the moves.
Do you think next year people are going to start saying 2020 instead of 2020? Very important.
Koosh, what did you play in
Well,
February?
Yeah, good question.
I caught you off guard.
Yeah, so my last month was consisted of 259 achievements, skipping right over that, with 9,670 gamer score, a 1.55 ratio, 15k TA, 15 started, 46 played, 6 completed. 2 of those completions, I believe, were Metroidvanias. We've got Mystic Bell and what was the other one? Oh yes, Guacamelee 2.
So you
Nice,
played
nice.
46 games.
Yes.
How many of them are new ones that you just bought?
Let's see. How many did I start? I started 15.
Okay.
So new ones that I just bought, or new ones that I've yet to play or bought and hadn't played for months. Not quite sure. But so I went on a business trip towards the end of the month, which took me
to Canada.
Yeah, it took me to Canada, but it took me away from my Xbox for about 5 or 6 days with prep and wind down and recovery. So there was a good week where I didn't really play much at all. So yeah, I tried to play a little bit on the road. I got some I Am the Hero in. It was okay. But other than that, that was pretty much the only gamer score I got for several days in a row. But
So that is a play anywhere title, right?
Yes,
That's how you
that's
were
Play
enjoying
Anywhere.
it.
I'll tell you what's
Yeah.
not a play anywhere that I thought was, and that's, gosh, what was that game called? In either case, I loaded up a game on my laptop, which was, I thought had achievements, totally did not. And so it's not even worth talking, but I wasted a good night trying to get that going and started. I lost gamer score because of that. But yeah, highlights for the month, completions. It's got to be Donut County. The game was a joy. But that Guacamelee 2, and, some Minesweeper Genius, and some Minesweeper Genius. That's a fun little wind down game. Very hard to play when you're tired. So I did get some quality time in on that. But that was my
I started Minesweeper Genius as well this past week, and it's a great time.
Yeah, it's a fun little game.
Took me away from my gaming plans for an entire day.
Yeah, it's got a lot of that just one more board factor to it.
I love Picross, and it's so reminiscent of that.
So would you say it's more Picross or more Minesweeper?
It's more Picross, but I'm not the expert in Minesweeper.
Yeah, see, Picross to me is more about just drawing the picture, whereas this is, I feel more
I'm drawing the picture here with flags and sweeping.
Yeah, I think it is an interesting mix of the two, and I wasn't even thinking Picross until I got a couple levels in.
It looks like a Picross board, but it doesn't really play like that.
Well, it kind of does. The only difference is that in Picross, if there's 10 tiles, it will say 5 and 2, and you know that the 5 are consecutive, where on Minesweeper, it will say 5, but they could be across the entire row. Otherwise, it's Picross, where the board changes. I don't know. You don't move across it. It's a fusion between the two, but it's a fusion that I have enjoyed.
Yeah, it's a fun little game. It's like $6 or something. Totally worth, for the pick up and put down gameplay. If only it was Play Anywhere, I would have had a lot more fun with it this past week.
Yep. It'd be a perfect PC game for sure.
So, Al, did you do your research and find some of the any of your favorite gaming moments this month or last month?
Oh no!
All right. So the next thing we want to talk about, L would like to give us an update on the RTDL. What the hell happened with the RTDL?
Well, first I want to talk about how everyone finished up in the month of February, which of course had a shortened month, so people had to hurry. Number 10 was Wildwood Mike with 9 achievements. Kingsman had 12 achievements. Fresh 3333669 had 13 achievements. I don't really recognize this name. Zombie Goons GS had 13 achievements.
That's a new one.
In the 6th spot, Freemhole with 14 achievements. Very nice.
Freem.
I had 22 achievements, but I was only 5th place in the score rankings. Homer had 19 achievements, and Reset 42 was number 3. 23 achievements, 4,704 points. NBA Kirkland was number 2. 4,731st. And number 1 was good old What the Fug.
Yay, Fug.
21 achievements and 4,882. Way to go, everybody.
Good job.
Now, for some reason, this month, a fire has seemed to be lit under a lot of buttocks. I was told to keep my mouth clean this week.
Good job.
And 3 people on the 5th already have double digits. Well, actually, Hatton has 9, Marky B. Hoy has 10, Homer has 12, and LEX Jester already has 15 of his 25 achievements.
Oh, wow. Jeez. 4 days in, or 5 days in now.
I only have lowly 4, so I got to get my act together. But the month is young, but everyone's doing really good, so keep it up, everybody. And that has been your RTTL something or other wrap up.
I will say, Fresh 3366669 had the best unlock in the RTDL channel, where he cock punched Horizon Leader from Forza Horizon 2.
You mean he punched a rooster?
Exactly. What else would that mean?
Nothing.
Okay. All right, so we got some stuff on sale this week. Kooch, what you buying? We know you need to start more games next month.
Yeah, my tabs were all old and crusty when I got back. But luckily, while I was out there, I
haven't had tabs open in a week.
I know. But I was able to buy Assassin's Creed Origins or Odyssey Gold last week. That was a great sale.
Did you use the drink tab?
I did not drink tab. It's a little too pink for me, but I like pink now. But back then, I did not like pink as much. So this week, on the sales front, which I already have 2 of these, I just want to mention Beyond Good and Evil HD, which is sale price $3.29, originally $9.99. It's an 8 to 10 hour backwards compatible 200 gamer score. So, Roy, you can tune out right now. You too, Corey. This is a great game from Nintendo 64. I think it was the N64. I might be wrong on that. I think it was the N64 though. GameCube? Was it GameCube? In either case, it was Nintendo. It was a great game back then, and I want to complete it, so I bought it, and then I never played it.
I thought it was Games with Gold,
actually, and yeah.
No,
I know.
No.
2003, PS2, and regular Xbox.
Well, are
and
you talking?
GameCube, so yes, all three. But it was not just the Nintendo. Yes.
Well,
okay. Well, yeah, I played it on GameCube.
I think there was an HD version, which is a remake, obviously, of the original.
Yes, that's the 360.
Which was on some other system.
Yeah, it was on the 360, which is why it's backwards compatible now on the one. I recommend that. It's $3.29. It was a fun game. It was a good time way back then, and maybe it's nostalgia glasses, but it is a good price. Outland is a Metroidvania. It's on sale for $3.99, normally $9.99. It's an 8 to 10 hour backwards compatible 200 gamer score.
And what do you call that
as well?
What do you call that game after returning from Canada? Yeah, you go.
Outland. Outland. And so I have both of those games. And then the one I don't have that I'm looking at picking up, and there's a lot that I'm biting my tongue on this week to give you guys some stuff to talk about. Kingsguard TD, standing for Tower Defense. It's on sale at $2.49, regularly $4.99, so not a huge difference. It is a 6 to 9 hour and interesting looking little tower defense game. So those are some of the small things I'm looking at. I'm definitely looking at your guys' lists, and I'll probably pick up one or two of those as well. What about you, Rocker?
Yeah, so I did not include anything that I had previously, but I did have Kingsguard TD on my list, and I'm glad that you had it up because you might have an answer for me on TA. And I remember some controversy of that game. It says Xbox and then it says Windows TBD. So I put it on my list as a possible buy in hopes that it becomes Play Anywhere. But I don't know if there's been any new news on that front.
Yeah, I haven't been following that front. I just, I like a good little tower defense as just as a pick up and play type. And the price is
tower defenses are good games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I might get that. I don't know, but I missed the boat on Outland apparently. So I don't know. Pros and cons.
Games with Gold, like a long time ago.
I thought it was, but I thought that they also marked that on TA, but I couldn't see it while I was doing the research for it.
So here's the thing.
Okay.
I used to not claim any Xbox 360 games with Gold until they became backwards compatible.
Yeah,
I didn't have a 360.
Yeah, that's definitely a Games with Gold game.
Yeah, I thought it was, but
oh, good. I'll just borrow your account then.
Guessing Elroy didn't either.
I don't know. I haven't checked his 360 purchases, but
it's also $4.
Also, that made the list was Bomb Slinger, which Bomb Slinger is also a bomb game. Yes. Call back to last week.
Koosh wrote in from Canada to tell us about that one.
Yeah. I wanted to scream out that no, there's one other Bomberman
just
game
one
in the genre.
There's also two other games that I know very little about. Hamrick.
The Heimrick maneuver?
I know nothing about this game, but it has a really deep discount, 67% off, I think, and a lot of people are flocking to it. So I'm assuming it's easy and cheapish enough now. So that will make the list, I'm sure. And last but not least is a game I have been eyeing. I still don't know too much about it, but the concept intrigues me. Cereal Cleaner.
I like Fruit Loops.
Is that like
Sorry.
Not that cereal.
Trample
No.
all over
Like
me.
serial killer.
Yeah, think of this as the natural follow-up to Party Hard.
Which I did not play. As much as I know about the game, you are a janitor to serial killer crime scenes. Maybe?
Yes, that's
So-
what a cleaner is. So a cleaner is a person that gets called in to clean up crime scenes, to either, I guess they could be good guys, but they're typically bad guys that come along and they basically remove evidence that could get somebody in trouble. So they clean the crime scene before the cops get there.
I'm going to think of it like I'm Dexter. Except he doesn't clean
Overrated show.
like that. But yeah, that is that's my open tabs for this week.
What about you, El?
I really, really, really want this Heimrich game. I looked.
Why is
It's
that?
not on your
It
list.
reminded me
It's
of,
very different.
at first glance, Typo Man a little bit. So you go around and you see words on the screen, and you have to use the words on the screen to change the elements and progress it. So like the
So it's 3 to 4 hours. It's on sale for $6.59 American, normally $20.
And the art style looks
That's
really
a good
interesting too.
discount.
So it looks like it's black and white, but it's also red. So it looks like it's a very bloody game. So there's a lot of red blood. It takes place in medieval times. Oh, wait a minute. This could be good for a different question coming.
This game came out mid 2018, and this is the very first sale on it. So that's probably why I'm seeing so much activity for it.
Yeah, this is one of the ones I wanted to pick up, along with Bomb Slinger.
Ooh, it comes from a medieval town.
That artwork is
Looks cool, right?
interesting. Kind of reminds me of like more basic Castle Crashers, or like Castle Crashers without a lot of color.
Well, I'm pretty sure this is a
Yep.
word game, word puzzle type game. So it's
Oh,
not
I
gonna
just
be-
meant that art style, not
yeah.
not the actual gameplay. And that okay, apparently there's a middle finger in the game. All right, scrolling through the screenshots and it's just some random girl flipping me off. All right,
Features unique action adventure built upon interactive words, medieval comedy full of dark humor and over-the-top cartoon violence. Yes, please.
okay, you're starting to.
All right.
sound
Well, I was
this
looking
game.
at Demetrius, which is a point-and-click game, normally $10, on sale for $3.29. Looks to be in the 6 to 8 hour range, but a lot of friends of mine seem to have this one completed, but I had never heard of it, so I'll probably give that one a whirl. A game I have played, Cronus Arc. It's not a very great sale. It's $10.49 instead of $14.99, but it is play anywhere, and it's a old-school turn-based RPG. And if you really want to, you can even buy some DLC to make the game even easier, give you 2 times experience, and make your damage tick off 2 times as well.
Yeah, easier.
If only it allowed me not to play a JRPG.
What?
Just not my style.
And
Unless it's Pokemon.
there are 2
You
other
count that.
Kemco Play Anywhere titles on sale.
Fair.
Fern's Gate and Astivine Hearts. So, good week for that stuff. Corey, are there any other easy games that you know about on sale this week?
I'm glad you asked, because there are. And I'm just going to run down the list super quick if you are not aware. So in order from completion estimate to lowest to highest, we got Professional Farmer 2017, Asterix, Dear Esther, World 2, Hunting Boss, Siegecraft Commander, Hamerick, Demetrios, Gnome's Garden 2, We Are the Dwarves, A Way Out, Cube 2, Kingsguard, Cartoon Network, Battle Crashers, Claire, Ark, and Red Faction Battlegrounds.
Dear Esther.
Now, Professional Farmer 2017, I don't think is a 1 to 2 hour completion on the digital version. It's still a pretty hefty price at $20 at the half off sale, but I think this is the one that Elroy alluded to so many VSSs ago. I would
If it's
need
Uncle
to check.
Kenny and Uncle Gary.
Maybe. You definitely need to check the guides on that one, because you might need the physical version to actually make it a 1 to 2 hour completion.
I believe so. Now that you're saying that, I think they had like the day 1 patch or something like that got rid of a money glitch.
Yeah, I'm not too
Sounds
up to
about
date on
right.
my farming simulators. From that list though that I just read, I have personally played to completion only one of them, and that was Dear Esther, boring walking sim.
That was the walking sim. A lot of people on my friends list have that one completed already. But if you don't, $4 will get it done in a few hours.
Did you have anything, Foof? I believe you are the last one on the list.
Well, I was actually thinking about saving my money this week for when Final Fantasy VII comes out. But seeing Kingsguard, I think I might pick that up. I really like tower defense games. And being 250, yeah, I think I'm going to pull the trigger on that one. But other than that, I think I'm just going to stick with the free games that I'm getting this week with Game Pass. First game that's coming out is Walking Dead Season 2. This one's actually already released. If you haven't played it yet, 1,000 gamer score, 1,091 TA, 40 achievements, and it's 8 to 10 hours, typical Telltale game. Have you guys played this one?
Once.
Upon a time.
No.
I started it, but didn't finish it.
It was... I don't even remember. I don't think I liked it as much as the first Walking Dead. That could be nostalgia talking too, but it's same formula.
Never forget
It's
your
a Telltale
first.
game.
Corey will remember.
That's true. I have bought Walking Dead, the first one, like 3 times.
We're talking first Telltale games. Mine was Batman. Started at a high note. All right. Next game coming to Game Pass is Alien Isolation. Again, another 1,000 gamer score. This one has a much better TA ratio. You can get 2,737 TA, worth 50 achievements. But this one has a much longer completion, 40 to 50 hours.
Yep, I helped that ratio. This is very easy to dive, but the actual game, it's a big nope from me. Can't do it.
Yeah, same here.
How easy to dive? Is it like
Like you
inside
pick
and all those
like
other
you-
ones you just get in, walk left?
I think you like pick a level and you can pick a certain weapon, or you start with that weapon, and I think you just have to use it. You don't even have to hit anything.
Oh, wow, that is easy to dive.
Yeah. I had some RTDL achievements like that.
All right. And also, this one just came through Just Cause 4. Koosh, I think you were talking about this one right before the show.
Why would you say that?
I don't really know. Maybe just cause.
Foiled again.
Uno.
But so yeah, Just Cause 4 is available today.
This is one of those fun games. Big sandbox, lots of explosions, and he's got that cool zip line where you can basically tie things together and then watch them explode together and launch rubber band, and just kind of fun with devastating physics. So I am looking forward to playing it, even though I bought and have not started Just Cause 3.
Ooh,
This does look like fun.
I started it. It is crazy explosion-y fun, but yeah,
Explosion!
you're gonna be in there for the long haul if you want that completion.
Aren't you all about these games, Corey? Or is that
I
the
mentioned
Far
it in
Cry series?
Discord, and it just got too repetitive for me. Far Cry is not as bad because it doesn't take as long, but like I tried to power through Just Cause 3 1 month for whatever reason, and I had to stop. I was just bored. There are only so many towers and statues you can blow up.
Oh, there's always... Blowing up things is always fun.
That's weird. I wonder what makes it so different from all the other open sandbox with, the Assassin's Towers and all that stuff you have to unlock.
I don't know. To be fair, I don't really complete those all the time either, so could be a me thing. Could be a me thing.
Definitely sounds like a you thing.
Yeah, well, your face. Uno.
Okay, so for our next topic, as always, we're going to be doing the BCM and Freedom Holes Completion Challenge. For this week, the category is historical content. Complete a game that takes place in an ancient historical period up to and including the Renaissance. So with this, although I'm pretty sure I know where a lot of our answers are going to be going, Corey, let's start with you. What games are you going to be doing?
I'm actually curious to know your guess. Anyways, when I first heard this, and whenever I hear talk about this kind of time period, my mind always goes to one game that I have access to. It's delisted, and I played a decent chunk, and it's never unlocked an achievement. And that game is Chivalry. Chivalry. And when
Chivalry.
am I saying it wrong? You guys are jerks.
Yeah, the olds are just laughing.
Because Chivalry's dead.
Anyway, it's called Chivalry
Chivalry's
Medieval
dead.
Warfare. So obviously it's set in the medieval time, so it does fit into this category. And when I looked it up on TA the other day when we were preparing this question, I noticed that it has a walkthrough, and it says that you can boost the entire thing in 10 to 25 hours. So it's, not the shortest boost, but you can do the whole thing in private lobbies. And so...
That's helpful.
Oh, wait. Now I'm rereading it. It says the private matches boosting does not seem to work on this platform. So this game is just all up in the airs. But if we can boost it, I would be down to do that. However, I did find another alternative ancient era game that I actually have already completed this year, and that is, one of our favorite publishers, Ratalaika Games, Devious Dungeon, which was set in the Dark Ages. And so it definitely fits as well. And it's kind of this 2D, what would you call it? It's not really side scrolling, but you go up and down and left and right in these little, I guess, dungeons. And it's a roguelite,
Dungeon crawler?
So
Top down? They call that top
no,
down?
definitely not top down. It had like 5 worlds, like 60 levels, had bosses, and if you died, you kept your coin and you upgraded yourself basically, and once you got to a certain level, you could then start from that level. You didn't start from the beginning, so everything was always random though. So, but it was easy, if not a little long in the tooth, but it's done and it works for this challenge. So, Devious Dungeon. I want to throw it over to you, Fufu, because I want to know what you think everybody else picked.
Well, when I hear this, the very first thing that pops into my mind, which I assumed where we all were probably going to go with this, was an Assassin's Creed game. Personally,
Okay.
I'm going to go there. I'm going to say Assassin's Creed 2. Reason why I want to pick Assassin's Creed 2, one, Ezio is the best assassin. And also, I have 4 achievements left in this game, and I need an excuse because I just don't want to do it because it's the stupid feathers, and you got to look at the map and run all over the stupid game.
This sounds like the perfect opportunity to get your wife into achievement hunting by finishing that game up for you. If you pass this test, honey, you
like birdies, right? You just have to find all their
will
feathers
be
so the birdies will be
accepted
happy.
into the brotherhood.
Yeah, that'll do. But yes, I have to basically collect all the feathers, sweep 5 guards at once using a long weapon.
That sounds easy.
Look for a video on that because I don't remember that at all because it's been forever since I played this game. And then I have to unlock 20 pieces of Subject 16's video, which I kind of remember. I think it had like the detective mode like in Batman where you have to go find a hidden message or something like that. I don't know, but I think it just sounds like more searching. Not too much to do. This is actually one of the games I kind of have on my radar. I want to complete. It's just right there. Just want to get that completion. Also, really helpful for BCM with the points. But yeah, Assassin's Creed 2. What about you, Koosh?
Yeah, when I was thinking about this time period, there was a lot of research. Number one, figuring out when the Renaissance was.
Yep.
That's a fair question.
Yeah. History and Roman numerals were never my favorite subject. So I went with caves, caves are always good. So I was thinking things like Conan, but then I was like, well, Conan's not historically accurate, so can you really put that in that time period? So I settled on 3 to pick from, like Far Cry Primal, Caveman Warriors, and the one I think I'm probably going to do, because I'm just looking for an excuse to get into it, is Wolverblade, which is kind of like a, I'm going to say a golden axe, but with Vikings. So that's probably where I'm going. And I think it's a little bit longer of a game. I think 15 to 20, I think is what TA said, but it does look like a fun game. I don't know how many people have it. I actually won that as a contest giveaway. I think it was TA. But
it's fun to say, at least. Wolverblade.
So I hope to start that and complete that this year. What about you, El?
You would be the 11th person if you're the next one to.
Oh, crap. Well, maybe I will come back and tell you why I didn't do it later. But yeah. About you, El?
Well, I've already completed Fire Ung's Quest on the Win 10. I think I talked about that on a previous episode. Enjoyable little game. Also playing The Last Door. I mean, late 1800s Victorian period totally counts as ancient history, right?
1800s counts as 1700s?
Well, it says ancient history. That's all it really says. It's historical.
It says up to the Renaissance.
Oh,
to and
I didn't read the whole thing. Sorry. I mean, if they didn't have cell phones, it's pretty much ancient history, I think, right? Okay.
Sure, let's go with that. Okay, that'll about do it for us. Coming up is, once again, not a VSS. They're being lazy or some such nonsense. They don't want to record. But we do have a Void Vikings review. And then after that, we have Wakapeil with a Quickie of the Week or whatever little review he decides to do. Maybe he gets to talk about Albedo again. That'd be great. As always, you can find the show at the different places. Mixer, mixer.com/AH101. And then on Twitter, @Achievements101. You can listen to the show at all of our different places. We're on iTunes, Libsyn.com, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you find the show. Please be sure to like and review us. It helps us out. Free, easy way to help us all out. And make sure you smash that subscribe button so you hear all of our shows. And also, join in on the conversation. Come meet the community. Join the Discord. Discord link is discord.io/AH101. All right, guys. Class dismissed. Talk to you next week.
Peace.
Hey everybody, this is a review for Void Vikings. We're going to do something a little different today, see how things go, but my co-reviewer and I, FuFuCuddilyPoof, say hi to the people.
To the people.
All right. We have not played this game as of the moment you are listening to this in your ear holes. We are going to speculate, we're going to play, and we're going to come back. So Void Vikings is a shoot 'em up based off TA information. Publisher and developer is both Ugly Beard Games. It releases on January 10th, 2019, and it's an ID at Xbox title. It is priced at $4.99 in American dollars and cents.
Yay, America.
And it has 23 achievements. So, based off the name alone, and that, what are you expecting, Fuuf? Anything?
Based off the name alone, I'm thinking there's going to be Vikings in it. I could be wrong. But also along with that, considering it says Void, I'm assuming Vikings in space. Not Power Rangers in space, Vikings in space.
Okay. Yeah, well...
That's what I think of when I hear Void.
Okay. Well, I imagine that you are fairly close. I haven't looked at anything about the game. I see the cover art for it based off the TA cover art, and it is spacey. That is for sure. And I guess we can read the blurb about it now that you've given us a quick assumption. But anyways, Void Vikings is an arcade-style top-down 2.5D space shooter. So you got that part right. Where intense action is the focus and choosing the right education could pay off. Okay, this just took a weird spin.
What?
Smartly manage your space bucks in order to destroy. Oh gosh.
I'm liking this more now. The more you read
Smartly manage your space bucks in order to destroy your student loans before you die. If you succeed, your score could sing your praises through all of Valhalla. Okay, I was not expecting the student loan part in this game called Void Vikings, where there are spaceships on the cover. Okay, and it's a shoot 'em up. My expectations are blown right now. I do not know what to expect.
Yeah, when we first talking about doing this, I heard Void Vikings, so I thought, okay, Vikings in space. Well, Vikings, axes, sword and shield, all that kind of stuff. So I'm thinking, a beat 'em up. We get to this, and now it's a shoot 'em up. I'm excited. Between that and what you just read, I don't know what this game is about. I had an expectation for it. It's gone. I have no idea.
Yeah, I was. I could see the shoot 'em up part with you being a Viking in space, but as soon as it said student loans, it lost me. So I can't wait to try this game out. Really quick, we won't focus on all 23 achievements, but we will run down the list and highlight several. Now, there's only a couple trackers, and it's mostly reviewers since this game has not come out yet, based off this time that we're looking at it. So the order of unlocks is a little different, so I can't really group them just by looking at it quickly here. But you do have various achievements like getting different kill streaks in different locations, paying off your education with only one payment apparently is an achievement. Attempted 25 high scores, destroyed X number of X enemy, and that's actually repeated. Now, this is probably going to be very grindy. There is a handful of these defeat 1,000 and 10,000 achievements. So keep that in mind. Although they might come fast. Who knows? We'll let you know after we play it. More ways to pay off your education in order to get achievements. Doing various things, a lot of times getting a lot of money to pay off those loans, getting a master's degree, unlocking these other ships, and that basically covers the list. So it's really just a handful of different kinds of achievements repeated in various ways. So not a whole lot of variety there. Everything ends in a 5, so no odd numbers here. That's good for a lot of you. But yeah, this will be a crazy one. So, any closing thoughts, Fuuf, before we actually play the game?
Well, real quick, my favorite achievement, just looking at this list real quick, that I'm very interested in is the paid off your master's degree education. Mm-hmm. So apparently there's multiple. I have no idea where this is going to go, but I'm getting a Coffee Crisis vibe off of this thing. And I'm super excited, especially because Coffee Crisis was metal AF. So I'm hoping this is metal AF. So I'm hoping for some Viking metal in this.
Well,
for $5,
maybe you'll get it, maybe you won't. But I don't know. What do you say we go and play this game?
Definitely. I cannot wait to play this game. I'm so interested on this one.
All right, and we'll be right back.
Beep, beep, boop, boop, beep, boop. Well, that was a game.
It certainly was.
Definitely not what either one of us was expecting.
Nope.
Why don't you
take
go
it from the
ahead
top?
and just go for it? Yeah, take it from the top.
Okay. All right. So, just Void Vikings. You start off in a new game and you pick one of two spaceships, Odin or Freya.
Freya, I believe.
Freya. In which you go through waves of enemies, 5 at a time. And before you start, you can customize the ship, and you can pick a university and a major and a minor, which is how if you remember, well, of course you remember, you just heard it, which is how the loan and education things come in. It's that kind of hierarchy there. So university, a major, a minor, and later, after you've unlocked Valhalla, then you select electives. Okay, so the universities affect the effects of the major and the minor you choose. They increase or decrease depending on what you pick. The higher the effect, the higher the cost. The major and minor are basically bonuses, if you will. And the goal of the game is to continue pushing through the waves and collecting parts and upgrading them and earning money to get a more powerful ship, to pay off your debt quicker and easier, and to make it to Valhalla. As soon as you pay off said debt, the game immediately stops and you get an overview of your ship, and then you get to score in this endless mode, which is Valhalla. In Valhalla, there aren't any items or money that you're trying to go for because you've already paid off your debt. It's just nonstop waves after waves of enemies until you die. And then the ship, with all of its upgrades you used, what you used to get to Valhalla, is saved that you can return to and try again at another time. Now, we're not going to get into all of the details, like the major, the minors, the electives.
There are quite a few.
There's a lot. I'll hit the universities real quick because there's fewer of those. But so just to give you an example of what they do, you have like the Mars University, and the Mars University gives you minus 30% effects and minus 30% the cost. The Lunar Learning Base 11 is 50% increase of your effects and plus 100% of your cost. And so there's 4 of those to choose from, and they just alter the games in those ways. Now we'll talk about the gameplay with Fuuf.
The gameplay it's essentially 3D asteroids. You're in a void of space, you're some sort of ship, whatever one you decide to pick, and enemies are coming at you from all sides, and you have to just survive. You have to blow up the enemies, do your best to get to the next wave. When you first start the level, you pick your different difficulties. You can either do casual, easy, normal, hard, or epic. Obviously, casual, super easy. Epic is very difficult, actually, even when you first start it off. You pick a difficulty, they come at you in waves of 5, and then afterwards you can actually reselect a different difficulty, which is nice when you're trying to pay off the debt, because the higher the difficulty, the more money you get. So you can start off picking like normal or hard, and then on the next set of waves, go into something way simpler like easy or casual, because the difficulties do ramp as you select new waves. Now, just to give you a little bit of a guide on how to go about the game, you basically start off with 2 different ships, Odin and Freya. In all honesty, there's no reason to use Odin if you're just trying to streamline the game and get the achievements. Odin doesn't unlock any ships. He doesn't unlock any achievements. But in my opinion, Odin's better than Freya. Odin would be better to kind of get the basics of the game, figure out how it all goes, and then use Freya to start going through the game to get the achievements. When you start using Freya, you'll want to earn 20,000 points in Valhalla, which then unlocks the Skadi ship. Yeah. Their Viking names are difficult, sorry. Once you unlock the Scatty ship, you can then unlock the Cert ship by gaining 50,000 points in Valhalla with Scatty. And then, once again, you go to Valhalla, use Scatty. If you earn 80,000 points, you then unlock the Tire ship. There are some nice parts about this game. Is the first off, achievement tracking works, which is fantastic.
Yay. I was not expecting it to work either.
I wasn't either. I was not expecting achievement tracking to work, which is so nice because there are achievements to where you need to get 10,000 kills, which we'll get to them in just a second. One disappointing thing for me, which really bummed me out, like you heard me say, minute in your time, week in ours. Time travel's weird. I was really hoping for a Coffee Crisis game. I was hoping for some from Viking Metal, something to get you pumping while you're shooting at all these enemies. There was none of that. It was just plain. Then this kind of speaks to why you heard both of us just kind of... there's not a lot here. The game's kind of empty. It's essentially one map, if you will, because you're just kind of floating in space.
It's a very basic concept that's repeated over and over.
And over and over. Like, there really just isn't much to the game. There's no story. There's no alternate universe, if you will, to look at. It's just kind of one of the same things over and over. The game is grindy. This is a $4.99 game for a reason. And like I said, it's because there's little there. And in all honesty, if Radalaika would have made this game, it probably would have been a 2-hour completion for what's here. But because, if that. But because it's not Radalaika, this is now a very grindy game. I don't even got an estimate for this. This is quite a bit of time to get all of these, because even though you enter Valhalla mode and it's an endless wave where they just continuously come at you, there's no waves, there's no starting over or anything like that, it still will take quite a while to get all the achievements. Now, one thing in the game that you do need to do is in order to pay off the debt, as you're killing enemies, you earn not only money, but you also earn items. You can then use those items to upgrade your ship, or you melt them down. And when you melt them down, you get some money to pay off the debt. Now, this is something that you want to keep in mind, because you need to melt down 5,000 items for an achievement.
Yeah, so let's go right into the list, I think.
Let's start talking about the list.
That's really why we're here. So again, Void Vikings, there's 23 achievements. At the time of this recording, 45 tracked gamers, 1 completed. So it means it is completable.
That is a positive.
But that is a 1 to 45 ratio, which means that the TA for it is just under 3,000 at this time.
That's pretty good ratios.
I can actually see this game as one of those that stays relatively low. Like, it's going to be a while before it even gets like more than a few hundred tracked gamers. So I don't expect these numbers to really change. So, Fu, you did a really good job of breaking these down for us. Why don't you start with the education ones?
Sure. So, like we said before, you have an education and you want to pay it off. There's a couple of different achievements specifically related to education. The first off is called Original Equipment. Real simple. Pay off your education with the original equipment. You'll notice a trend here. All the achievement names are very much like the game. It's very bland. Not a lot of thought put into it. Second is the Hoarder achievement, which is paid off in an education with 1 payment. Then you have Earned Masters, paid off a master's degree. And then Good Student, paid off an education with all 4 electives equipped. Now, I can say I've done a couple of these achievements. I got Original and Hoarder right off the bat, and I got them together. Super easy. You can go study under Mars University, get the cheapest upgrades possible, and do, like I said before, on your first wave, start off on normal. Second wave, go to easy or casual, depending upon how you got a feel for the game.
So, in other words, is it's very easily diveable.
Yes.
But I think it's very easy to not dive it as well if you wanted to test the waters, because the very first time I played it, I did not unlock an achievement. Granted, I didn't do super great, and so I didn't get a lot of money to pay off an education, let alone one at one time. But that was enough for me to realize I really didn't want to put it on my tag, so I didn't. And I played a little bit more on a different tag. And like you said, those will be some of the first achievements you get if you decide to play this game. The next chunk of achievements are related to unlocking ships. As we mentioned, there's 3 ships to unlock. Each of them have an achievement tied. And to be honest, this is where the largest chunk of gamer score is for the game.
For real.
Each one that I'm about to list off, it starts at 100, then it's 150, then 200 gamer score each. So the Scotty is the first ship to get that. Then you get the cert, and then the tier. So hit those 3 up, and then you're easily going to get 450 gamer score. This game is all about shooting stuff and getting money, and so there's also achievements for earning a set amount of money. $100,000 will get you 50 gamer score, and $1 million, $100,000 in interest, and then $1 million on the educational loans. Each one gets you 50 gamer score. So that's kind of just a grindy thing. As he said, the tracker works, and you just got to keep getting more money. So keep playing the same games, keep shooting the same enemies.
Yeah, and paying off $1 million will take quite a while. Interest, not as much. Like I said before, there's items in a game. There's 2 items specific to, or 2 achievements specific to items. The first, Smelter, like I mentioned before, is Meltdown 5000. Another plus side to the game, you get items relatively quickly, so this shouldn't be too terrible. And then the other one is Tuner to upgrade 5,000 items, which is something I forgot to mention. When you melt down items, you can use that money to either pay off the debt or upgrade other items.
A lot of stuff. It's still a lot of items to get.
It is a lot
and upgrade. So,
along like you said, it's all about shooting, all about killing. So we have quite a few achievements all for killing. We have 3 specific for kill streaks. The first one is On Fire, which is get a kill streak of 10. Second is Unstoppable, get a kill streak of 25. And then the third one is Multi-Killer, get 1,000 multi-kills in Valhalla. I should say all 3 of these are from Valhalla, and all 3 will get you 25 gamer score each. Kill streaks suck in this game as well. It's not like Halo where you have a few seconds in between each one. You have to get them almost immediately. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do.
So getting 25 won't necessarily be super easy.
Yes.
10 is, doable, but you're doing 2.5 times that is going to be tricky.
Yeah, I got 10 very quickly in Valhalla. Now, like I mentioned before, all about the kills. Every single one of these are grindy, and every single one of these gets you 25 gamer score each. First one, green enemy, destroyed 10,000 green enemies. Yellow enemy.
10,000.
Yes.
No mistake there. 10,000 of one colored enemy.
Yeah, and actually just to save this, you have to destroy 10,000 green, yellow, blue, and purple enemies each. So with just those, you need to kill 40,000 enemies.
Ridiculous.
Oh, and then there's special enemies that are a little bit stronger. There are destroyers, battleships, boss, and special enemies. You need to kill 1,000 enemies of each of them. That's a lot. And it's
absurd.
They take a lot of damage. They are very tanky.
Like I told you, one person has this completed, and I really wish that some time was put on that, because I don't see a time on TA or anything like that. This guy, he only played it all in a span of 5 days, but I don't see how.
I don't buy that unless this was literally the only thing he did for 5 days. Or there's some sort of glitch that hasn't come out yet, or something to BS this, because I don't know how you could do it that fast.
This is a particular gamer that has 100% TA ratio, completion percentage. So it looks like when he gets a game, he focuses on nothing but that game. So take that into consideration.
I guess that's it then.
Yeah.
And one final achievement is the Glory Hound achievement. And this is you attempted 25 highest scores. Or specifically, you went into Valhalla 25 times. Now, there is a little workaround on this if you don't actually want to play Valhalla 25 times and you just want to kind of get in, get gamer score, and get out, and you don't want to kill all these enemies. You can jump into Valhalla, quit out, it saves you a score, you'll get a 0, whatever, but it counts. So if you want to do this quickly, you can, load up Valhalla and quit 25 times and you'll get it. But if you're going for the completion and you're trying to get all these, that will come naturally.
All right. Well, I think there's only one thing left to do, and that is to grade this game. Again, it's Void Vikings is the name. It's $5. I'm going to have to give it a 1 out of 5 spaceships. Well, what's your personal ranking for it?
While I don't necessarily blame you for that, I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5. I give it a 2 because from what I played, I enjoyed it. I like these, bullet hell-esque games, so I did enjoy it. And also, it's $5. If this was $15, $20, I would tell every single one of you to stay away. It's not worth it, but $5, it's not terrible.
The grind is too real for me, and the quality is not quite there for me, so...
It is
we'll
definitely
split the difference. 1.5 AH 101 grades Void Vikings of 1.5. So, all right. Any closing thoughts?
You can do better. But this was their first game that they made, so hopefully they do better next time.
Hey, it's all uphill from here. So
that is true.
Maybe include more metal music that will appease a certain audience.
That would at least given you one more spaceship, in my opinion.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, guys. We'll catch you next time.
See ya.
Hello, everyone. I'm Wakapeil, and with me today for another review is no one. Steamroll wasn't a game the rest of the gang was interested in, leaving me to play with the steamy balls all by myself. Published and developed by Anticto and released for the Xbox One on the 25th of January 2019, this steampunk ball-centric puzzle adventure with mini-golf gameplay only has 49 tracked gamers on TA. The unimpressive 3D graphics, audio and storytelling doesn't make for great first impressions, but after playing a few levels I was struck by how inventive and varied the puzzles were. You play as an engineer driving a steam-powered gyroscopic ball called a Scarabaeus, which can be attached to stations that refuels your steam and acts as bases to fire steam balls from. At first I was a bit disappointed by the limited angles allowed to fire your balls, but limiting your option makes it easier to figure out some of the more complex puzzles, as well as not requiring you to perfectly align the shots yourself. The balls can be modified with different properties such as deploying barriers, ramps or explosives. While your objective on every level is to reach the exit, the manner in which you do so is very varied, and most of the 18 levels provide a unique gameplay twist. The varied gameplay does make the difficulty curve far from linear, with some occasional difficulty spikes throughout the game. The controls are functional, but can be difficult to understand, as the Scarabaeus controls are intentionally rolly, and it took me a while to understand how to use the more advanced steam balls. I started playing without looking at the achievement list, but my first unlock prompted me to look it up immediately, as it awarded me a paltry 3 gamer score. If I had been in Team Even, I would have been shocked to see a list where most of the achievements were not divisible by 5. Completing the story will get you 8 achievements, totaling less than 100 gamer score. More than 900 of the gamer score is tied to 3-starring each level. Every level awards an achievement if you manage to get 3 stars on it. There's a good level select where you can easily track which levels you have 3-starred, but if you want the completion, I would recommend replaying the levels until you 3-star them as you play through the game, as it is easier to do so when you remember the solutions and you are unlikely to get hooked by the story. Stars are awarded for completing the levels under a set time and using a small amount of steam balls. If you choose to replay a level after you have figured it out, this is very easy for most of the levels. There are, however, a handful of levels where the time requirement is very strict. These levels are especially annoying as they are usually the most story intensive, with unskippable cutscenes that add to your time. It is difficult to estimate how long a level will take you the first time through, as the puzzles can be rather complex, but once you know what you're doing, a level is usually between 2 to 5 minutes. I'd recommend figuring out the puzzles for yourself, as it is by far the most enjoyable aspect of the game, but if you choose to use a guide, this is potentially a quick completion unless you get stuck on 3-starring a level. With a guide, Steamroll can be completed in less than 2 hours, but a more realistic estimate is probably between 2 to 4 hours, as you will need to master a few of the levels to 3-star them. Without following a guide, it took me around 10 hours to complete Steamroll. I consulted a guide twice. The first time I had partially figured out the solution and could totally see myself figuring it out if I had given it a few more minutes. The second time, however, while playing the final level, I do not see myself figuring out the solution and suspect there's a better way than was presented in the guide, as it looked more like an exploit than a legitimate solution. This puzzle was the only time I felt the game required you to pull out a crazy maneuver that did not immediately make sense after you had performed it. Steamroll is $11, which I find a fair price for what is on offer. While the presentation is lackluster, the quality of the puzzle design won me over, and I would certainly recommend it to ball-loving puzzle fans. Be aware that the achievement values are all over the place and that there are a handful of tricky levels which can make a completion challenging.